So you ever catch yourself thinking, how am I supposed to stay calm in a world like this? Yeah, same. Think it all the time. With the constant barrage of how loud the world feels and the notifications and the constant doom and gloom in the news, it's just coming at us from every direction. And sometimes it truly feels impossible to find any peace. But I think what I've come to realize is peace isn't something you feel after the storm or after the chaos has passed. Peace is something that you've got to learn while in the chaos. How to manage it is what brings peace into your life. So hi, I'm Lori. I help midlifers rediscover themselves, after spending years with the responsibilities and routines and the endless request of other people's needs. I help them reconnect with themselves, with their soul, and to find meaning in life. So in this episode, I'm going to share 5 simple practices that I have learned, I'd say over the past year or so, to put in place for myself that will help you learn how to find peace in a world that has just turned to chaos. And at the end, I'll give one of my, that I'd like to call signature AI hacks. I always like to leave a hack at the end of every episode, and it'll be something that you can use right away that will help you reconnect with your inner peace. But before we get started, let me just say something about what's going on beneath the surface when we're surrounded by all this chaos, right? Even if you're not consciously aware of it, your nervous system is absorbing all of this. And just the noise, right? Every headline, every crisis, every urgent demand that needs your attention. My goodness, I just stopped in a convenience store and the guy behind the counter had the news on, and I won't even get into what they were talking about, but it upset me so much so that when I got back to my car, I had to Google it and find out what was going on. But it's stuff like that. It's coming at you in every direction. And that impacts your nervous system. And your nervous system then causes dis-ease inside you, which in turn is disease. The body keeps the score, right? So we have got to learn how to manage this chaos and all these crises that are going around us. I used to lie in bed at night scrolling through the news like I was on a mission. Like I needed to know what was going on. I needed to stay informed. But the truth is I wasn't getting clarity. I was just bringing this chaos to bed with me. And I just wasn't sleeping well. And it was causing dis-ease in my body. So that was my wake-up call. So what if peace isn't the absence of chaos, but it's learning how to manage the chaos and how to still feel good with the chaos going around us? You can think of a candle in a dark room. You can have wind howling outside. And as long as that candle flame is protected, with the walls around it, or even when you're holding a candle and you're going to light something, you kind of cup your hand around the flame to protect it. As long as you protect it, it'll stay lit. And that's what we need to do with the peace inside of us. We need to keep it lit, even with the howling going on outside of us. Got to remember, peace is not a destination. It is literally how we move through the storm. So here are 5 practices that have helped me reclaim a sense of peace, if you would. And first is start with the morning stillness. So before you start your day, before you grab that phone, before you start reading emails, just sit even if it's just a couple of minutes, and breathe. Close your eyes if you can, put your hand on your heart if you can, and just, make a decision. How do you want to show up for today? How do you want to show up? Make a conscious decision, because by consciously thinking that, you will take that into your day with you. And that small step will set your nervous system for the day. So it will help guard against the chaos that you're about to be faced with. Number 2, a midday ritual. Now, you don't need to go off to a spa. You don't need to go get a massage. You don't need to go away for a weekend, though all of those things are wonderful. But just go take a mini break. Go outside if you can and look up at the sky, right? Just have the sun beating down on your face. Go sit on a park bench and watch a bird hop from bench to bench, or watch a squirrel, bury a nut. Just that simple shift of sitting instead of rushing, and instead you're just there being. You're just being in the moment. And, another thing I like to do is just commit to saying something kind for the entire day or for the hour. If you're running an errand, just say, you know, 2 people I run into between here and there, I'm going to say something kind to. Make a difference in somebody's life. I know for me, my midday ritual, and I do this almost every day that I'm at home, unless we're away, is I let my chickens out of their corral so that they can free range. And they get so excited. They get so excited. Just that simplicity of them getting excited and then just waddling around our yard, you know, looking for worms. They make me so happy. But that, no matter what's going on around me, no matter the chaos that I'm being faced with, that simple act of spending time and watching my chickens, that really helps me through the day. It helps me reclaim my energy, if you would. You know, it's simple things like that we overlook. It's those simple, small, ordinary things. And I think that's where the most joy is. You know, I've always told my kids there is no such thing as an ordinary moment. There really isn't. Sometimes those are the best, is the ordinary everyday moments. So number 3 is you need to control your information diet. You need to control what you put in and when. Like I had said, that I used to watch the news late at night. I have stopped doing that. And now I also watch only one trusted news source. And that may be different for different people, and that's okay. But I have picked one individual news outlet, and I watch them, and I give myself an hour a day. Sometimes it's 30 minutes early in the day, and then 30 minutes right before dinner, or maybe it's all the hour after dinner. But it's only an hour a day I allow myself. And believe it or not, and I've been doing this for a while now, and believe it or not, I feel I am just as informed. And I'm not being neurotic about everything that's going on around us. Because as I said, I heard that small minute, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes while I was in the store. It so upset me that I had to run out and figure out what was going on. I don't need that. I don't need that constant barrage of information like that is just going to set me off. So just pick one source and do it 1 hour a day. You know, it's that constant stream of news and negativity that overstimulates our nervous system. And peace cannot grow in an overstimulated nervous system. You just need to remember, you're not a sponge, you're a soul. And your soul does not need the constant information like that. So number 4, you need to declutter something. It can be anything small. You know, start with something simple. Clean out a drawer or your email, or close the tabs on your browser. Or write down the thought that's been looping around in your mind and ask yourself, is it even viable anymore? Is that an old story? Decluttering isn't about just decluttering the physical stuff. It's about your space, and it's about giving yourself space, you know, to breathe and to think again. It's giving you space to remember who you are. And here's the beautiful part. Just that act of resetting, if you would, of clearing something out, it sends that message to your nervous system that you're okay. We're okay. You're in control. So decluttering is a big one. Again, whether it's your desk, your calendar, or your inner dialogue, just one corner of chaos, it can bring an immediate sense of peace and empowerment. You definitely don't have to organize your whole life. That's not what I'm saying. You just have to start with what's in reach. Start with something simple and commit to it once a week. Once a week you need to do this. Another one is bring kindness into your interactions, right? One of the fastest ways to reconnect with peace is to step outside yourself. Just for a moment, right? Just to be kind to somebody else. Try this. Make it a personal mission today to say something kind to everybody that you see. It doesn't have to be, have to go deep. It could be a simple compliment, a thank you, just a moment of patience with somebody that, maybe there's a long line. And instead of being annoyed that it took a little bit longer, just be patient and say something kind to that person. It instantly changes your frequency. It instantly changes your vibration. And in turn, it changes theirs as well. It can make a dramatic shift in that moment. It can make a dramatic shift in their day, in your day. We often think that peace comes from isolating ourselves, and that's not the case at all. Sometimes peace comes when you're actually connected with somebody else. When you can do something for somebody else, it's huge. It's a huge shift, not for just them, but how it makes you feel inside. Because by giving and uplifting somebody else, that causes a ripple that goes far beyond you. It goes far beyond even the other person. It acts like that actually create peace all around you. So as always, I like to close out my videos with something that you can actually use. And in this particular prompt, it'll help you reflect and shift and just take that next step forward. So open up a blank page in a journal or your notes app or wherever and ask yourself, what would peace look like in this moment if I chose it? What would peace look like in this moment if I chose it? Ask your AI tool of choice and just sit, right? Just sit with it for a moment. And don't filter it. Don't try and fix what the response is. Just listen. Just listen and then think about that. The world may be chaotic, but peace is still possible. For you, in the middle of your day, in the middle of your week, in the middle of your very full, beautiful life, you can find peace, even with the storm raging around you. You know, peace isn't about hiding from life. It's about how we move through it. And when you learn how to root your day in peace, you don't just calm your own storm. You calm the storm for others. And what a beautiful gift that is. So if this video has sparked something in you, please hit the like button, please subscribe, and please share it with somebody else. Somebody else may need to realize that they need to create peace in their life. So until next time, remember, you are enough just the way you are. You are the hero of your own story. It's time to reconnect with that peace. I love you guys.